Hello. Hi, folks. Good evening. Welcome to the session. All right. We've got quite a few people today, so let's see how we can get started. Hey, Amina, Pranati, how are you? Raul, nice to see you. Meet, good to see you. Nigel, good to see you. All right. Hamza, nice to see you. All right, so we'll get started very soon. Um, Karen, welcome. All right, so let's get going, guys. Today's session is going to be about data. We're going to look at reading, interpreting data, and mean, median, range, etc. Okay, give me just 1 second to get started, and then we can get going. Okay, so okay, is this going to be with or without? Usually it's with the calculator, Pranati. Oh my God, Hamza. Wow. All right, you better rest yourself at least. Yeah, it's coming back right in the winter. Hamza, you can watch some of the video, and then of course I'll send you the recording as well. So I'll keep you on the recording list, but yeah, take it easy. Great, good to hear, Hamza. All right, Deliana, nice to see you. Okay, so yeah, be careful, Hamza. All right, so cool. So let's get going, guys. What can we do today? So my name is Ash. Just a quick introduction. Of course, welcome to people already in this boot camp. I run this boot camp. It contains at least 10 hours of live instructions. We're going to be doing a mean, median, mode, range today. Okay, this particular aspect. Last week we covered geometry, and then before that we have algebra, and then we had arithmetic. So today we're going to do the first part of data. Then on Wednesday we're going to do the second part. After that comes word problems, right? An important part. And then in between these sessions, I'll send you a practice tests, some timed tests. So all of this is right. You can see the price here. But if today's your first session, right, is totally complimentary. You watch all my techniques and shortcuts. We practice some important practice problems, and hopefully that helps you. So people are asking when will their session end for people in the bootcamp. The secret is that you can join in. So once you complete the cycle, technically your session will end, right? But if you want to join again, just email me, and then you will be in for another whole cycle. Right, the more you are in these cycles, the more your score improves. Right, some people over here, they've added for like 2 or 3 times, and then you get used to those ideas, you pick up those important points. So your session ends if you started at let's say scatter plots. Right, your session ends when you come back again, but just email me and you'll be in for the next session. Okay, so don't worry about the sessions. It's just a one-time payment, and it's not like a subscription. It's just a one-time fee, and you can do as many as you want. Hopefully that's clear to you. Okay. So now let's see. Let's start. Let's start with the topic. Okay. Now the topic we're going to do is, first we're going to do reading charts, right? So this reading charts is super easy, but I've seen many people make lots of errors, right? Lots of careless errors. Hey lad, so lots of careless errors. And then after that, we're going to do mean, median, and range. Hardly ever any questions are asked on mode, but you've got a mean, median, range. We're going to understand this. Maybe if we have time, I'll also do standard deviation, which is also an important topic. Okay. No. Pranati, to answer your question, yes, just one-time fee, and that's it. That's it. You're in for life, Pranati. You can attend as many as you want. Okay. But I think, yeah, after 2 or 3, they're more than enough. Okay. So great. So let's get going with what we are talking about here. Okay, so for this, what we do is we start over here. Okay, you start over here. Yeah, that's Vic's favorite statement. It's cheaper than a calculator. All right. So, okay. So this part is super easy, guys. This is reading, very, very easy. The questions are going to be also easy on the SAT, but the most important part is don't make mistakes. Okay. So please don't make mistakes here. In 2005, which city had the highest median home range? Then you go to the table and read it and then answer it if you can, please. Which city had the highest median home range? So it just median. You don't even have to calculate the median prices. It just median home range is given to you, right? Which is the in this line, in this column, this is the highest. In this column, this is the highest out of these. So this San Jose is your answer, right? Very easy, nothing to think about. Even though it's saying mean, it's already given to you mean home ranges, right? How easy can that be? Okay, and literally, it's super easy. That's why I kind of review it so you know, right? You practice these. Okay, extremely easy. And for people who are who have joined the boot camp for the first time, new to the boot camp, or taking that trial session, yeah, please participate, because everything is hands-on practice, right? The more you type, the more your brain learns and remembers. Okay, okay. So a charity tracked how much it received in donations each month. Okay, and then which bars show the same data. So there's only two bars. So tell me which bar is it, the first bar or the second bar? So that's Jan, Feb, etc. Okay, and be careful about these numbers over here, right? So you can pick any number. Jan is 500K. So here Jan clearly is like 260, and here, right, Jan is about 521. So this ties, so that's why 2 is the answer. Very easy. I know this could be super easy for some of you, but in that overconfidence, I've seen many people make mistakes. Okay, this is like for the people who are already getting a great score, but you can stumble on off of this. Okay, so be careful. Next piece. Line graphs. Okay, literally questions are going to be as easy as this on some of the SAT questions. Okay, so did minimum wage workers earn more in 72 or 68? Super easy. That's very easy, right? So literally, I'm just waiting for one person to answer it, and there you go, right? So did minimum wage earners earn more, right? So they earn in 68, right? So they could be, the language could be a bit confusing because there's a minimum as well here, more, so but it's more in 68, right? Clearly 15,000 as opposed to 72. It's 13. Okay, very, very easy questions. They're going to get harder. Stay with me. They're going to get harder for sure. Okay, but sometimes the questions can be easy and some people still can confuse the answers. Okay, this part is good. Let's do line plots, not important. Stem and leaf, not important. Histograms are important. Okay, so let's. Yes, Pranti, you can write. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. All right. So, I don't know. Rosie might be coming fashionably late, maybe. I don't know. All right. So let's see. Let's see this one. How many students took the test? Okay. Interpret the histograms. Okay. So Nigel, let's not get people distracted while they're answering, right? So great. Okay, so this could be like a calculator section problem. I'm assuming most of you are getting it. You literally have to add this 2, 0, 5, 1, 4, 4, etc. Okay, so I'm assuming 27 is the answer. I'm going to move on. Let's see if 27 is indeed the answer. Okay, good work. Nice. Simple. What is the range of peanuts? Let's try one more of this type. What range of peanuts per bag of trail mix occurred most frequently? 21 to 30. Boom, done, right? And I didn't mention this to people who are new to the bootcamp and, of course, who are in the trial session. This session is completely recorded. Okay, the session is recorded. So all you got to do is, in case you don't understand it, just watch the video again and you'll understand it. Okay, so yes, that's also the mode. Exactly right. Well pointed out. So yes, that's also the mode, highest frequency. Okay, let's move on to the next piece. Okay, it's gonna get harder soon. So interpret histograms is good. Frequency charts, not as important. Box plots. Box plots, sometimes they might ask questions. So let's see. So here, what's the range of the amount of money that Vincent spent? So the range, so the box plot is kind of like this, right? It's gonna have this bar here. It's got 4 pieces, right? Maybe 5. This one is the minimum. This is your maximum, right? So let's say this is like 100 and this is like 1,000. So that's your minimum, maximum, right? And this is your mean, sorry, your median, which is, let's say, 700, right? This is your upper quartile, let's say 850. And let's say this is your lower quartile, this is 250. Okay, so you got 5 numbers, minimum, lower, median, upper, and max. Okay, all right, so let's get going. All right, so the range here, you got 40 because you got the min minus max, that's 40. So let's write it down. So max minus min is 40. How about this one? The range, this is getting easy. So this is just going to be 100, I believe. Okay, the middle, yes, good question, Hamza. The middle is the median, not the mean, okay? The middle is the median. Okay, easy. I'm waiting for some slightly more complicated questions here. This is too easy. Okay, so this question is not so. So let me ask you this question, actually, if we can go back here. So can you please tell me what's the lower quartile here in the first chart? Nice. The lower quartile is this part, okay? This bar. The upper quartile is this top part, which is 17 here. Okay, and the median, can you tell me what's the median, please? And then we'll move on. So be careful, guys. This is 12 and 16, okay? So what could be this piece here? Yes. So remember, it's going 8, 10, 12, 14, right? So the median is 14, this longer bar, right? So the median, easy. So I know, super easy. This is literally, you can see it's 8th grade written over here, right? So not difficult at all for most of you. Okay, now let's do scatter plots as well. And then we'll actually solve some good problems. This one, again, is important. Okay, so yes, and let me actually take this. So this is a negative trend, very good. Let's see, let's see if there's some another one. This is yet another negative trend, but let me just, very good, guys, very nice. I like the response rate today. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so now there could be questions like this. Okay, one of the charts could be like this, and then the other chart could be which one has kind of like a more, which one is more negative? Oh my God, how confusing or how weird can that question be, right? So remember, what you got to do here is you draw this line here, and then let's say there are more points here, like this. Okay, maybe something like this. Okay, so this one is also negative, but what you got to do is, the simplest way is you can think about, like, you draw a line and see which one is the thinnest. Okay, so this one is thinner and this one is fatter. Okay, right, this one is a bit thicker. So this one is more negative. Okay, technically is more negatively correlated. That's a technical term. Okay, more negatively correlated, the R squared, etc., in case you know it. So this one, right, just draw this bar here, this kind of like a surrounding envelope, and then you'll see which one is, sometimes it's just easy. And someone was asking, can you write on the test? Yes, you can write it, and this is where it comes in handy, right? Yes, Vic. So this part is good. I think you know this very good. Let's move on. Yes, higher correlation. Okay. Now let's see the other piece with scatter plots, and we're going to cover more scatter plots next time on Wednesday. But for now, let's just do a simple one. Which is a better prediction for X when Y is 63? Remember, this question is very interesting. When Y is 63, okay, not X. When Y is 63, which means this is the Y. Y is 63. So I'm just going to actually take this and put it at the whiteboard. I think most of you know this. So we are going to do a practice, a few problems over here. Okay, so we're going to use one of these scatter plots. We're going to do this again on Wednesday anyway in more depth, but but let's see how things are. Okay, so all right. So when when Y is equal to 63, right? So you've got 60 here, you've got 70 here, so 63 is going to be this place. So what you do is you draw a line like this, right? You draw a kind of like at least a line like this, right? And now you can see 63 can be here and then go down here. Okay, so something like this. So you see, this is the coordinate, which is roughly 18, right? So that's what you got to do. Don't go to 63 here, because remember, they're asking when y is 63, so it could be very confusing. This is y, right? When y is 63, x is how much? So now, can you please tell me what value of, what is a better prediction for y when, now I'm changing it, when x is equal to, let's say, 50. When x is equal to 50. Okay, so x is equal to 50. Hey, Rosie, welcome. All right, so when x is equal to 50, very nice, very good, very impressive. So you come over here and then go over here, and then you can see it's like this is, remember, this is 50, so this is 55. Excellent. One last one, and then we'll be done with this. What is your prediction? Okay, now this could get interesting. Oh, I drew the line here. What is your prediction? Now you have to kind of visualize it, okay? What is your prediction, guys, when y is equal to 30? When y is equal to 30, it's not even here in the chart. It's out of the chart. So when y is equal to 30, just go over here, right? And then you drop it over here. Yes, this would be like 115 to 120, somewhere in over there. Okay, so be careful with that. So this one is good. Yes, we're going to talk about those, Vic, hopefully today, or we'll see how the session turns out. Okay, so remember, this is good. Now we're going to talk about those paragraph ones next time on Wednesday, where it becomes a bit more detailed. Okay, but I think this is good. Now, actually, let's go and look at the last piece. Circle graphs. Okay, these are fractions. So how many more gold coins than copper coins? Gold coins is here, copper coins is here, and the total is 20. So remember, these are fractions, and the total of this is 20. So the way you can do it is you take the difference between these two, right? You take it, that's 1/5, and 1/5 of 20. Don't forget there's 20 written over here already. 1/5 of 20, right? Or you can do 3/5 of 20, right? 3/5 of 20, that could be 12, right? And then 2/5 of 20, 8. So your answer is going to be 4. 12 minus 8 is 4, right? So let's try one more. This is now, instead of ratios, instead of fractions, what if they had different denominators? Great question. Hamza, you're asking some great questions today. So what if they had different denominators, right? So let's say you've got two denominators here. And I actually had a YouTube video of this very recently. So if this is, let's say, half, and this is 1/3, okay, and this is whatever, 1/4, and whatever this one is, I don't even care. Okay, so let's say the total is what fraction? What's the difference between them? Okay, now what? So let's say this is the U.S. and this is the Canada. Okay, now you want to take the difference between whatever US and Canada is, right? Between Canada and US. So you're going to take half minus 1/3. How do you do this quickly, right? The shortcut is like this. Let me change the pen, right? Many people do common denominator and all of these. That's great if you can do it. The easiest way is you multiply this with this, you get 3. Multiply this with this, you get 2. Put the minus sign and multiply this 2 with 3. And that's your answer, okay? So it's 1/6. Super easy. You don't have to think of any multiples, etc. Right? Very, very easy. Do it this way. Okay, so let's say this is the U.S. and let's say this is Mexico. So how do you take the difference between, and this is 1/4, for instance. Okay, so what's the difference between U.S. and Mexico, real quick? So you do 1/3 minus 1/4. Don't even have to think about it. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3, and divided by 3 times 4 is 12, and then you get 1/12. Boom, done. Right? So I know conceptually you can do it as common denominators. If you want to do common denominators, go for it. This is a shorter way. Okay, might be much easier for you in case it's like a bigger number. It'll still simplify, right? Even if it's something like 4/14 minus 3/2, right? Something like this. 3/3 or 3/7 or something like that, right? So either way, anything works. You can just do it faster. Use the common denominators. In this case, that would work as well, okay? So let's move to this question now. All right, so which list has the, so be careful, right? Some people still make mistakes with these. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yes, you're going to multiply the fraction, Hamza. Exactly right. You multiply the resulting answer with the fraction, with the total. Okay, which is the fewest to the most? So the fewest here is Spain, and to the most is California. So Spain and California, so that gives you D, right? This one is easy. Okay, I think this is good. Circle graphs and circle central angles. This is the last one, and then we're gonna do some actual reading now that you're warmed up. This is a great exercise. You have access to this IXL. I've already given it to people in my bootcamp, and you might already have this. Okay, maybe this question is not the most interesting. Let's move on actually to, sorry about that. Let's move on actually to solving some problems here. Okay, so what problem are we gonna solve here? Let's solve this problem, but I'm gonna change the problem here, okay? So don't solve this problem. This is directly from the SAT. I'm gonna give you a different problem to solve off of this, okay? So it's not like so for people who already attended the session, right? It might be the same problem, but I'm gonna change the problem here. Okay. So this is, again, this is this sheet I've created by collecting all of the problems from the practice tests, etc. All publicly available information here. But I think you should practice this, right? Interpreting data, mean, median, right? So everything is combined in one problem set, and everybody's going to get it today, right? Of course, people in the boot camp will get it, but of course, the people who are in a trial session will get it as well. So sorry about that. I didn't mention this. So I'm going to change this. What is the number of portable media players sold in 2010 is what fraction of media players, sorry, in 2007 is what fraction of the media players sold in 2010? Okay. Yeah, sure. We can solve the original as well. Okay, so what fraction is that? 2007, right? So you take 60 here, and 2010 is going to be here, right? So that's 150, right? That's 150 and 60. So 60 over 150, and then you can reduce it if you want to, right? You can get rid of, remember, this is a shortcut. Exactly, Nigel, I like the way you did it. So you just cancel the zeros, right? That's nice. So 6 over 15, right? And then you can simplify it further, 3 times 2 and 3 times 5, right? What's going on? Why are people getting 3 over 5 here? Okay, so it's 2 over 5. Be careful. And all right, so yeah, sometimes it's like, yeah, this could look like 3, right? Anyway, so 2 over 5. Okay, so this is good. And to answer Pranati's question, let's go back and answer this as well. Okay, so okay, so these are real SAT problems. Okay, so if you want to solve this one, I would have left this problem as homework for you guys, but try it. Okay, so how do you do this? Easy, easy. Sold into this. This is what fraction of this guy, right? Super easy. So 100 over 160, right? Again, I've got the habit of getting rid of the zeros first, right? Once you get get rid of the zeros, you get 5/8. Okay, super easy. Well done, well done, well done, folks. Okay, so now let's try another problem. Let's try. Yeah, this is good. This one we can try one more time. I know we've done this before, but see how you can solve this one. So go for it, try it, and see what your answer is going to be. So based on this, let me zoom into this a little bit so I can read it better. Okay, so what's going on? Sales generally increased each year since 1997. Remember, this is 1997 right from here. Okay, so that's one thing you might want to know. What year is going on? So okay, so it's increasing. No, it's increased and then decreased, right? So this is wrong. A and B are wrong. Now the sales increased until 2000. So that's 98, 99, 2000, right? The third year. So 98, 99, 2000. That's exactly what happened. It increased and then it gradually decreased, right? So that's why C is your answer. Super easy. Again, these are the kind of problems that are coming on the SAT, and I'm seeing many of my students, right, one-on-one, and even in the past sessions, they've made mistakes, right? They're just like quickly, wow, I know how to do this, and I'm going to just zip through it, and then they make mistakes. Okay, let's try. Okay, so how would you do this one? Super easy question, right? Very, very easy, but I'm going to put a twist on it, okay? And this problem is going to be for your homework, okay? I want to see who can do this homework. That's a sleeper. Exactly right. Well done, Hamza. The steeper it is, the best answer. That's the answer you've got, right? So exactly right. That's a good strategy, Pranati. You can actually think about it first, right? Oh, okay, I think maybe there could be only one or two. There's one of these, and then one of these, and looks like this is the correct one, and then you check it, you're done, right? But now the problem that I'm going to give you is a bit more complicated, and that requires percents. Okay, the problem is this. It's not going to be an SAT problem, but still, you try to figure it out. According to the line graph, between which two consecutive years was there the greatest percent change? Now that really makes it hard, okay? Percent change, which means what you got to do is you take this, for instance, what's the percent change? So let's calculate just the percent change between this and this. Okay, how do you calculate the percent change? This is your old and this is your new. Okay, now this could be a challenging SAT problem, but let's see how you can do it, okay? Very good, Deliana. So it's going to be new minus old. And remember, new minus old over old. Okay, new minus old over old. So okay, so remember, it's still going to be the same, but just so new minus old is going to be this guy 45, right? Minus, why don't we just take it to be 25 here, right? 45 and 25. 45 minus 25 over 25, roughly, right? So that gives you 20 over 25, and that gives you 80%, right? 0.8. Okay, so you can calculate all of these numbers, okay, and get the answer. So, so just think about it. Think about it a bit deeply, right? So which one is going to give you the answer? Okay, there's a shortcut to this. Okay, the shortcut is, and I'm gonna think about it. Okay, this is beyond SAT. Okay, but think about it a bit carefully. An easier way to think about this, new minus old over old, is actually you can think about this as new over old minus old over old. I'm just separating these fractions, right? And old over old, guys, is just one. Okay, so if you can find new or old, that's it. Just find new over old of all of these numbers. So take this ratio over this ratio, this ratio over this ratio. You don't even need to do the minus one. The guy which has the maximum ratio, right? That's the biggest value. Okay, so for instance, for the year 2010, right? Yeah, you're gonna take the percent change. So for the percent change, so don't worry if you don't understand this part. Okay, this is a bit more advanced. A shortcut for finding this, where you can find it in like very few seconds. But if you want to calculate new minus old over old, this could be a good practice. We already calculated this to be 80, right? How much would this be? Remember, even if this looks, look how this could look, right? This is like 2.5 here, right? And you can immediately see what is this? This is 5, maybe 6. So look, 6 minus 2.5 over 2.5, right? Don't have the calculator. Where's my calculator gone? So you see, this value is already looking bigger, right? 6 minus 2.5, that gives you 3.5 over 2.5, right? 3.5 over 2.5 gives you 1.4, right? So that's 140% increase. Even though it looks small, right? The percent value is very high, very good, Lat. So remember, there's a way to think about this. This is a complicated problem for people who want a challenge, okay? So we're gonna move on to the next one. Again, it's just to review your skills in percents. Let's try this problem. Some of you have already seen this problem, and I'm gonna give you I'm gonna put a twist on this problem again. Okay, so okay, yeah, this problem is so unique that sometimes you just see the problem and you get it. Give me 1 second. So this is just a scaling problem, right? They haven't given you what the scale kind of what is this piece over here, right? So this is the number of installations here. But clearly, if you just add these installations, right? 9, 5 is 14, plus 6 is 20, plus 7 is 27, and sorry, 24, and 3 is roughly 3.5 is 27.5. So if the installation is 27.5, that's clearly wrong, but it's given you 27,500. So that means this, you got to multiply it by 1,000 over here, right? So number of installations in thousands. Okay, so number of installations in thousands. Okay, because when you add it up, you see the installations is 27.5, but really it's given to be 27,500, right? So move the decimal here, 1, 2, 3, right? So 1, 2, 3, same number of zeros, right? So you get thousands. Okay, so now my question for you is, what is the difference between the maximum? What is the difference in the number of installations um, between the city which has the maximum installations and the minimum? So how would you do that? Max installations minus minimum installations. And remember, it's got to be some thousands, okay? Don't give me like 2 or 3 or some answer like that. So please try to find out what is the difference between the max and the min. Well done, Ty. Okay, so it's going to be, remember the max, I'm going to get rid of this amoeba like looking thing here. Okay, so you got 9 over here, but remember it's not 9, it's actually 9,000, right? And then the minimum is over here, which is 3,500. So you got 9,000 minus 3,500. Okay, so zeros and zeros, and then 1 5 here, and then 8, right? And then you get 5,500. So well done, people who got this answer. Okay, and clearly, as expected, they might give you like 550, 5,500. So you might think this is the answer, but this is clearly going to be your answer. Okay, 5,500. Okay, so watch this problem if you're having trouble, but this is exactly how the SAT guys look at it. They take the previous problem and they put a twist on it. So I'm just kind of like moving around, right, giving you a different version of the same problem. This is also a great problem. You should be able to solve it in like 30 seconds. Okay. I think we've done this. Let's move on to the next important piece of of today's session. That's mean, median, and range. Okay, so mean is easy. Let's say you've got 4 numbers. Let's say 2, 5, 7, and 10. Okay, yes, the way the well said, Rosie. So the mean is just the average. Okay, the average means you're going to take 2, 5, 7, and 10, and you divide it by how many people you've got. Okay, so remember there are 4 of them here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can add them whichever way you want. This is 12 and this is 12, so you get 24 divided by 4, which is 6. Okay, sometimes they might try to play a trick on you. Okay, so the numbers could be something like on a seesaw, right? They're kind of balanced already, so they might give you, so watch out on your, like, make use of your eyes. Okay, so maybe the numbers are like 9 and 5, right? So what do you think is the average of these? It's kind of centered around 7. You see it's centered around 7, so you can easily see, you don't even have to add anything. This is 2 away, right? And this is 2 away, so easily you can see it's 7, right? The next thing they can play with you is 4 and 10. It's still 7. You see, you don't even have to add anything. They could, another thing they could do is moving away 3 now, so 1 here and then 13 here. It's still 7. Okay, so remember, they might check you for this. Okay, so you see how it's going. If this guy and this guy are away equally, then their average is 7. This guy and this guy's average is 7, and this guy's average is also 7. 1 plus 13 divided by 2 is 7, right? So you can kind of like group them together like this, and they are all going to be 7. Okay, so the mean is good. Now the other way you can have mean. Okay, so the other way you can have mean is looking at, trying to see what we can do first. Why don't we just do mean today? Okay, so let's say you've got a mean like this. Let's say you've got some students who've got some scores. Okay, so you're gonna have a bar chart. Let's say you've got some students who've got a score of 85. Okay, let's say you've got 10 students who got a score of 85. Let's say you've got 14 students who got a score of 86. And let's say you've got 5 students who got a score of 87. And let's say you've got 15 students, no, let's say 8 students who got a score of 88. Okay, let's say you've got, sorry, I haven't written it well, 8 students here. 8 students here. Okay, so I'm going to write it down again. You've got 10 students who've got a score of 85. You've got 14 who got a score of 86. You've got 5 students who got a score of 87. And then you've got 8 students who got a score of 88. Okay, wow, nice. Well done, Pranati. So you got it already. Excellent. So remember, what you're doing here is you want to find out the total. The easiest way you're going to find the total is you've got, so 10 students have got a score of 85, right? So it's kind of like 85, 85, 85, 10 times. Then you've got 14 students who got a score of 86, 86, 86, right? Then you've got 5 students who got a score of 87, 87, 87. Then you got 8 students who got a score of 88, right? In reality, what you're going to do is you're going to add this 85 plus 85 10 times. Then you're going to take 86, and then you're going to add 86 14 times. Wow, what a mess, right? Then I'm going to show you a shortcut clearly for this, okay? 87 5 times, and then you got 88 8 times, right? So the shortcut is all you got to do, and then you're going to divide it by how many people you've got. So 24, 32, and then 37 or something, right? If I've incorrectly done it, please let me know. I'm doing it super fast here. So you've got this piece here. So how do you calculate it at the fastest? So all you got to do is you take 10 and multiply by 85. So take 10 times 85. Then you take 14, you multiply by 86. Then you take 5, you multiply by 87. Thanks, Lynn. And then you've got 8 times 88, right? And then you're going to take total number of students, 10 plus 14 plus 5 plus 8, okay? Most people cannot solve this, okay? So they make lots of errors. All you got to do is just multiply this and then divide it this way, okay? So what answer do you get? You get 850 plus 86 times 14. That's 1204 plus 87 times 5. That's 435. And lastly, 88 times 8. So that's 704, right? And that's divided by 37, right? And then when you add it, you're going to get 850. Hopefully I'm doing it right. I'm doing it super fast. So if 435 plus 704, right? 3193, right? And then you divide it by 37, right? So divided by 37. So you get 86.3. Okay, so that's your answer. I'm glad I got it, and most of you got it. Very nice, Pranti as well. And everybody who got it, Rosie, very good. I think most of you got it. So Rosie, Lynn, Ty, Nigel, Lynn, Devin, Pranti, Amina, Hamza, and so many other people as well. Okay, so I see some of you are not answering it. Please try to answer it because it's going to be super helpful, right? The more you answer, even if it's wrong, I don't care. Nobody cares here, right? And just post something so you are more involved in it, right? Otherwise, you're just going to be on the Instagram and Snapchat. So here we are. Let's try another problem. Okay, so let's see how many of you can solve this one. Actually, why don't we try this problem here? But I'm going to change the numbers on this. Okay, so we are going to try this problem, but I'm going to change the numbers on this. I myself don't know what's the answer to this. Okay, and then you can actually try this. This is an SAT problem, but I'm going to change the numbers on it, and then you can all right, you remember it already, right? I remember it too. It's like 73 over 12 or something, right? 6.1. Yes, that's the real problem. That's the problem, but I'm going to change it. Okay. So Pranti, it's going to be the same problem. If you have difficulty, let me know. It's going to be super easy to solve the original. It's the same problem, Pranti. Okay, but this is not the problem. Okay, I'm going to change it for you. So the way I'm going to change it is I'm going to make this 2. I'm going to make this 5, and I'm going to make this 8, and I'm going to make this 10. Okay, and this is not important. Okay, so I know this is a hard problem, but let's do it together, okay? Yes, this is 6, 7. So I've changed it. So this guy now has 5. This guy has 10. Okay, what's being shown is, by the way, for people for whom this is new, is the number of seeds in each of these 12 apples, okay? So now there are 5, number of apples is over here, right? So there are 5 apples, right? You can literally think about them like this. There are 5 apples here. Each of them has 3 seeds, right? So 5 apples, each of them have 3 seeds, right? And now there are 10 apples here, which have 5 seeds. 2 apples here, which have 2 seeds. 5 apples here, which have 7 seeds, and then 8 apples here, right? 8 apples here, which have 9 seeds. So try to figure it out. Okay, very good. Some of you are getting it. Very nice. So 5 times 3, right? Because remember what I told you, plus, there's nothing here, it's 0. So you're going to put 0 times 4. You can just ignore it. I'll just write it 0 times 4. Then you've got this next guy. You can just ignore it. I'm just going to avoid the confusion here. 5 times 3, 10 times 5, plus 2 times 6, right? Plus 5 times 7, and then 8 times 9, over how many ever you've got, right? So how many have you got here? We've got 5 apples. Sorry, there's not 12 apples, right? There's my bad. Sorry about that. That's not right. So let's see how many apples we've got now. We've got 5 plus 10 plus 2 plus 5 plus 8. Right? So how do you add this? You got 10 here, you got 20 here, and then you got 30 here. See, there's also an art to kind of adding it, right? You shouldn't add like 15 plus 2, 17. It's so boring to add it. You need to have fun with it. You got 10 here, then you add 5 and 5 here. That's 20. And then the 2 and 8, that's another 10, right? So 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30, right? That's a quick way to do it. Okay, so divided by 30. Okay, what's in the top? Of course, you need a calculator for that. So 5 times 3 plus 10 times 5 plus 2 times 6 plus 5 times 7 plus 8 times 9, 184 over 30, right? So 184 divided by 30, that gives you 6.13, right? That's perfect. So that's your answer. 6.13 is your answer. If they ask you to round it, it's going to be 6. So unfortunately, it came out to be very close to the earlier question. Like I would have liked it to be like 7 or 8. But anyway, so that's the answer, right? And now I think you got this much. For people who are asking like how to do it, the original problem, right? I'll leave it with you how to solve this problem, right? It becomes so easy. Now it's a piece of cake, right? This is your original problem. This was your original problem, okay? Very, very easy to solve it. I'll leave it with you to solve it, okay? It's the same problem. Nothing much to be changed. Just do the same math, okay? Okay, so this part is good. Let's now think about another important problem here, okay? Means problem. Another means problem. Before that, I'm going to show you a shortcut. So let me just talk to you, and thanks, guys. Just give me just 2 seconds. If you can just halt your chatting, I'll just explain this for the new people, right? Just give me 1 minute, and then I'll be done with this. So for people who want to join the session, right, you get 10 hours of instruction and 10 hours of um, 10 hours of practice tests. I haven't shown you the practice test. I'm going to show you. All of this is for $95, right? I'm going to send you the link right over here. I'll also email you that link so you can click on it. Once you click on it, it's $95. And then you can put in your information, right? You can pay it yourself. You can ask your parents. Most parents are super happy. They can't believe this is for $95, right? You get tons of stuff. In addition to these sessions, which are recorded, you also get, this is scatter plots, you get tons of other practice problems, you get drills, and you also get this quiz, which has drastically improved people's score, right? Right over here. So you get this quiz, it's timed, and people love this quiz. So it was originally meant for people who do one-on-one sessions, but now I've kind of released it for everybody post COVID-19, right? So you can join this, right? And then also you get some reading and writing. Okay, so for people, yes, on Friday, and then so that's it. We'll jump back, but guys, in the boot camp, right? We are also kind of, I was thinking people were asking, what do we do? So I'm kind of collecting these quotes here. I think this could be useful for your history passages, okay, and your literature. So I've collected these quotes now. Yes, I think it's going to be, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, Vic. So maybe I might take a break. at least one day I'll take a break, okay? But after that, we'll probably continue the sessions. So these quotes are going to be super important. I'm going to send these to you. You need to read these, get used to that, right? And it's going to be helpful, okay? So what's 24 or the answer? So here, Ben Franklin, Frederick Douglass, all the people you've heard, Oscar Wilde, Miss Stanton, right? All of these, Walt Whitman, Irving. I've collected tons and tons and tons of these people, Hawthorne, Eisenhower, right? And you're going to get Paine. Yes, Paine is a pain, right? Whoops, not here. But this is going to be fun because kind of like this, anybody who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination, right? That's a fun quote. I enjoyed it. So yes, Paine is right over here. Tons of Paine stuff here. Here's Thomas Paine as well. So this one could be a bit intense, right? No, some of them are really boring, but some of them are like Mark Twain style, all right? So I put in some fun ones, and I put in some harder ones. Okay. Yes, that's the whole idea, Pranati. By the time, yes, yes, major pain, right? So, but what's going to happen is eventually you're going to get used to reading these, so that some of them are fun, some of them are like kind of a little bit too much. I haven't included the Mark Twain ones, but some of them are fun. So read them, right? Like you're going to have this kind of a quiz here, right? Where you read it in like 30 seconds, right? I think somebody was saying last on Sunday, who was saying it, like it should be like 20 seconds or something, or 30 seconds, right? So you read it and then you try to figure it out. Okay. And people are actually solving it. People are solving this here. All right. So yes, the meanings. It's gonna take a while, but I'll send you the I'll send you the doc itself. But I think the best way to do it is like kind of have a bookmark and kind of read it every day. Read 5, otherwise it can be too much. But yes, I'll send you the doc as well. Okay, so read it like it's test day, but it might just exhaust you as well. Read it if you want. I'm gonna make a quarter as well over here. The same way, it's just gonna come at you. So every morning you just wake up and you look at it, and then you can. I think your English will improve based off of this. Okay, just I mean the reading skills of these ancient passages. Okay, so thanks for your patience. Let's move to the shortcut for the means. Okay, the shortcut for the means. So what's going to happen here? And Pranati, if you think something's interesting, just email it to me, right? If you think, wow, I don't know the meaning of this, and I'll send you the meaning for it, okay? It's the meaning should be like, the whole idea is the meaning of these sentences should be like in 7 words or less. That's the goal, because these sentences are very round, but the meaning is like, okay, the slavery is bad for the US, right? The whatever, this guy, there's equality for women as well as men, or the patriarchal system is like not very efficient, right? Something like that. The sentences are very roundabout, but the meaning is so easy. Okay, remember the meanings are always easy. The words are off for these passages. Okay, so with that, let's do means. Yes, you said it, Pramti. So let's do this one. Okay, now let's say you've got 20 students. You got 20 students, and their mean is, and by the way, I forgot, for people who are new in the bootcamp, and there are 4 already pre-recorded reading sessions, okay, which we started doing in August, since August. So there are 4 reading sessions. There's 1 or 2 grammar sessions also included in this bootcamp. Okay, so 20 students, their average score is, let's say, 90, okay? Now, one of these students leaves, okay, and there are 19 students, okay? 19 students, and the average of these 19 students, folks, is, let's say, 91. Okay. Okay. So what do you do now? How do you calculate it? For most of you, those who know the shortcut, great. The shortcut is you just multiply these 2 numbers, 20 times 90. Now, this is such a common question. I think Nehemiah told me once, like there was a question like this on the test last time, and it saved him some time. I think he commented on my YouTube channel once. So this one is 19 times 91. And guys, just take the difference and boom, done. Okay, that's it. That's your answer. Okay, so 20 times 90 is 1800, right? Let me just squeeze this here. And again, for people who for whom this is like a first or second time you're joined the bootcamp, or for whom this is a trial session, it could mean a like too much of information, but that's the whole idea. You watch the bootcamp, you join, you participate, and then soon you will be like, wow, this is so easy now, right? So you take the difference of these two, and that's 79, and that's literally the average, the score of the guy who left. Okay, think about it. This is just 1800 is the total sum of the scores of these 20 students. Okay, so 20 students have 1800, then 19 students have 729. Okay, 1729, and all you're doing is like there's like scores over here: 80, 88, 85, 87, 82. All of these added give you 1800, right? Then one of the guys is removed, and then it's 1729. So what is the, when you take the difference, you get this guy who was removed, right? When you take the difference, that's all it's saying. Okay, now I'm going to put a twist on this problem. Okay, so the twist is that now 18 students have left, not 19, 18 students have left. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to get rid of this, and we'll do medians after that. 18 students have left. The average is, okay, you guys have already, I was going to change the 91 number, but that's fine. 18 students have left. And so now what is the total of the two, sorry, 18 students are left and 2 have gone out. Okay, so remember 20 times 90 is still 1800, right? But now there are 18 students, and now suppose their score was 91, right? So what's going on? 18 times 91 is 1638, right? 18 times 91 is 1638. So what's the difference between them? You take the difference by use a calculator, 162. Okay, now the question could be, what is the average? This is good. What is the total? Another question could be, good on you guys who have solved it. The other question could be, what is the average score? What is the average of the scores of the people who have left? So remember, 2 people have left, right? So you get 162 over 2, and that's 81. Okay, so be careful. 162 over 2 is 81. Okay, now this could be a bit hard for some of you, right? So it could be a bit hard, but watch this video again. That's why we record these videos, and you're going to get this answer. So I'm going to give a challenge problem for you. Okay, let's say there are 70 students. Okay, this one you don't have to solve right now. 70 students, and out of the average score is let's say again 85. Okay, and then 10 students are gone now. Okay, so 62 students are left, and their average score, let's say, is 84. Okay, so what is the average score of the 10 students who left, right? Because 70, so 60, so 10 students have left. Okay, so what's the average score of that? Okay, so take your time, no rush. This is not going to be right now. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, looks like you guys already got the answer. Well done, Rosie, Raul, Hamza. Oh, wow. Was this so easy? I'm just kidding. I know it wasn't easy, but well done, guys. I think you understand completely what's going on. Well, since so many of you have gotten it, what you got to do is you take 70 times 85, take 60 times 84, subtract it, whatever answer you get, divided by 10, because there's 10 students, and that's going to be your answer. Apparently the total is 910. Divide by 10, you get 91. Okay, so that's your average. Okay, well done. Very impressed. Very, very impressed by this. Okay, so there are some problems like that. Look, this one, for instance. Okay, this problem is exactly this. Is so easy for you to do now. Okay, let's do a median problem and then come back with another problem. So now a median. We haven't covered the median yet. So remember, median is the first thing you got to do is arrange them in the ascending order. Okay, so let's say you've got, let's see what we can do here. Let's say you got 7, 10, 4, 5, 3. So what's the median of this? Arrange it nicely, right? So you've got 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10. Remember, you're doing the median. Okay, so the median is this. Fine. Super easy, 5, right? Now, what if the median is, what if there are even set of numbers, right? So suppose instead of this, let's say you've got another number here. Let's say the number is 5, right? So what do you do now? You're going to arrange it again. 3, 4, 5, 5. Yeah, that's super easy. My bad. That's easy as well. So 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 10, right? So this kind of cancel this out, 5 and 5. So the average of 5 is 5, right? Very easy. Can you please tell me, instead of 5, if you had 6 here, what would your answer be? Right? So that become 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Right? So now you take the average of these because these are the middle ones, right? So now remember, the most important thing is you need to know how to get immediately to the middle guy, right? The middle guy. So what is this number? What's the placement of this? This is the first number. This is the second number. This is your third number. This is your fourth number, right? So how do you find this placement? Right? The way you do that is, let's say there are 6 numbers here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So you take the 6, the number 6, not this number 6. How many are there? The number of data points. You divide it by 2 and add a 0.5 to it. Okay. Yes, Lat, exactly right. So you're going to get 3 plus 0.5, right? Which means it's the actual number is between 3 and 4, right? So find the third number, find the fourth number, right? And take the average of this. This is what this is saying, okay? Hopefully this is clear to you. Watch the video again. I think you're really going to appreciate it because it's going to be, yes, exactly. That's what it's saying. It's between the third and the fourth, okay? So let's say you've got tons of numbers here. Boom, 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 like lots of numbers here, okay? And let's say somebody tells you there are a total of 150 numbers. So in between which and which number is the median going to be? So remember, I told you this. Take the number, the total number, right? Very good, Rosie. So take the number, divide it by 2 and 0.5. So that gives you 75 plus 0.5, right? So it's going to be the 75th and the 76th, between the 75th and the 76th number, okay? Where is this useful? Where is this useful? So suppose you're given like there are tons of numbers here, right? So let's say there are, 100 numbers here, which is just 1, 1, 1. They're just ones over here. Then there's twos, 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 right? There may be, let's say, 80 twos. Let's say there are 40 twos over here. Then there's 3, 3, 3, 3, right? Maybe there are another 63s here. So you can see, right? Like the 140th number is where the twos end. Then the 141st number is where the threes are going to start, and it's going to go until the 200th number, right? So yes, that could be a long list, right? Okay, no, it's plus 0.5, Nigel. Okay, so it's going to be plus 0.5. Okay, so it's going to be, so the 141st number is 3 and the 200th number, right? So clearly the, right, so whoops, what did I do here? Sorry, I think I went too far. My bad. So this should be 50. This should be 50. This should be just 20. Okay, something like this. Okay, and then there are more numbers here. Okay, so you can clearly see then, right, the 76 number is going to be somewhere over here. Okay, because this is the 70th number, then the 71st starts from here. Okay, hopefully I didn't confuse you. Let's try another problem. Let's say there are ones, 1, 1, 1. Okay, all of these are ones, and there are, let's say, 70 ones. Okay, then the two start, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, all of these. Okay, and then let's say there are 52s here. Okay, and then the 3 start. Okay, let's say there are 23s here. Okay, and then there are the 4s. Okay, all of these are 4s. Let's say there's trying to see here what we can do. Give me 1 second, okay? Yes, why don't we just stop it right over here? No 4s here, okay? No 4s here. So there are 150 numbers here. Sorry, 140 numbers here. There are 140 numbers here, right? There are 140 numbers because it's 70 plus 50 plus 20. That gives you 140 numbers. So now I told you the placement is 140 divided by 2 plus 0.5, right? Which means 70 plus 0.5, which means the number is between 70 and 71. So take the 70th number and the 71st number. So what's the 70th number? 70th number is 1. 71st number is 2, right? So you take the average of these two, divide by 2, and 1.5 is your answer. Okay, this is like ridiculous. If you can solve this, right, you already got like just in today's session, right? This is a massive session, right? You've already got like 40 to 50 points just in case. There's a good chance if these questions come in, not many people can solve it so fast. Okay. Yes, Pranati, exactly right. You can easily see it cut out like the 70 and 50, right? That's very good. You can easily see the shortcut. But what if it's like kind of like a more complicated one, right? But yes, you can see it visually as well here. Okay, so now this part is good. How does this like so they're not gonna give you the list. What they'll give you is this. They're gonna give you a bar chart. Okay, let me draw a bar chart. Let me just change the uh, link on this. So they're gonna give you one, right? Let's say the number of students who have one sibling, right? There are 70 students who have one sibling. How many students have two siblings? 50 students have two siblings. And then how many students have three siblings? 20 students have three siblings, right? Something like this. And then find the median of this. Right, find the median of this. So then you can, of course, this is easier, right? You can literally see it like Pranati said, like this is 70, this is 70, so it can be between this and this. That's also another way to visualize, but you can also put it down here and you can get it, right? So what happens if good question, Stefania. So right, what happens if the problem if the number is odd, right? Let's look at that one. So watch. So I'm going to move on, guys. You can always look at the video again. I'm going to send it to you right after the session is over. But what if the numbers is odd? Okay, so let's say you've got, I'm going to start with 2 here. Okay, and I'm going to blindly put in 2 is, let's say, let me just put it here like this. Okay, let's actually do a real problem. 2, and there's all of these are just 2s. Okay, then there's 3s, all of these are 3s, and there's 4s, all of these are 4s, 5s, all of these are 5s, 6, all of these are 6s, then 7. Okay, all of these are 7. Okay, and I'm just going to randomly put in numbers here. Let's say this is 50. Okay, this is going to be 70. This is going to be 20. This is going to be 100. This is going to be 100 and let's say this is going to be 80. This is going to be 40. Let me make this 41. Okay, so let's see, what do you get over here? So that's clearly going to be 50 plus, right? So 50 plus 70 plus 20 plus 100 plus 80 plus 41, right? So that gives you 361, right? If I've done my math correctly. Let me just check it again. 50 plus 70 plus 20 plus 100 plus 80 plus 41, right? That gives you 361, right? So 361 divided by 2 and add a 0.5. This time, don't forget to add a 0.5, right? So you do 361 plus 361 divided by 2, which is 180.5 plus 0.5. So hopefully, Stefania, that makes sense to you. That's 181. That's the reason why we're putting 0.5. So it becomes 181, right? Now it's easy. So what is this? This is 50th number. This is the 120th number because 50 plus 70 is 120 plus 20, 140, right? So this is the 140th number, right? 100. So this last 2 is the 50th number. This last 3 is because there's 50 here, 70 here, it becomes 50 plus 70 gives you 120. Then this last number is the 140th number. And then this last one is the 240th number. And you want to look at the 181st number, which is going to be somewhere inside here because this is the 140th. So this 5, that first 5 is the 141st number. This last 5 is a 240th number. And so the 181st is going to be somewhere in here. And so so your median is just 5. Okay. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. Remember, there's even numbers. If there's even numbers, you're going to get 2 points and you're going to take the average of them. If there's an odd number, you're going to immediately using this formula, you're going to get just one number and you're done. Great. Got it, Stefania. Perfect. Okay. So this part is clear. This problem, again, they can ask you what's the median of it, right? Let's try. Remind me next time, please, if possible, guys. We'll do this problem for the standard deviation. Okay, very easy to do it. We're kind of running out of time. Let's do the last of these types. Okay, so the last, or at least one of the last ones, is the range. The very standard problem, range problem. So what happens is, Let's say you've got a group of first graders, okay? First graders. Yes, max minus min. Range, yes. So range, the definition of range is max minus min, right? Range is highest minus lowest, max minus min. Perfect. So now let's think about it this way, okay? Let's say you got a class of first graders, okay? So the age of first graders, let's say it's just 6 years, okay? All of them have the same birthday. So I'm just gonna write their ages over here. They're all 6 years, right? 6 years. Now there's one teacher, right? And the teacher is gonna be close to be retiring age. So let's say the teacher is like 60 years old. Okay, now how many students are in here? There are 1,000 students in here, right? It's not a classroom. She's an outlier, exactly right. She's an outlier. So I'm gonna write down, this is 60, right? There's 1,000 students. There's only one teacher here, okay? And there are 1,000 students here, okay? So she's an outlier. Now let's calculate, yes, so the maximum is 60. The maximum is 60. The minimum is 6. So you take the difference, that's 54, right? That's your range. Perfect. Now, let's also calculate, folks, if possible, what's the mean of this? So can you please calculate what's the mean? There are 1,000 students, okay? So you're going to do 6 times 1,000. And there's a reason why we're doing it. Plus 60 times 1, right? Over 1,001. What's the 6? The 6 is the age. The 6 is the age of the first graders, and this is the age of the teacher. So there are 1,000 of these many people, and then there's one person over here, right? That's 60 years. Okay. So what do you do now? So you get 6,000 plus 60 over 1,001. Okay. So you get 6,000 plus 60 divided by 100. 6060 divided by 1001, 6.05 roughly. Okay, 6.05. Okay. So yes, we can maybe try one more of this again. We probably do the SAT problem after this. Okay, so 605 is your average age. Okay, what's the median? Super easy. And what's the placement of the median? Can you first tell me what's the placement? So remember, you've got 1,001 students, so divided by 2.5. Right? And that's your median placement number, right? So median and mode, great. It's easy to see what it is, but just for practice, right? What number is it going to come at? It's going to come at 501. 501 student is going to be the median. Very good, Devin. Okay, but it's easy to see here. So we're going to summarize all of this, and then we're going to solve the problem. What is the problem? Why are we doing this kind of a question? Okay, it's because it's asked again and again. The problem is this. So the range is 54. The mean is 6.05. The median is 6. Okay. Sure, they can ask what's the mean and median and range of the kids. And Mina, that's exactly, you read my mind, Mina. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, what happens if the teacher is gone and there's only 1,000 students here? So please, can you tell me what is the range now? The teacher's gone. So now I'll just draw it for you. It just all these toddlers here, all of them are 6. Okay. So the minimum is 6, the maximum is 6. So the range is 6 minus 6, which is 0. Right? What's the mean here? Yes, the mean is 6 because they're all 6, right? Super easy to see that. The mode is 6 as well, right? And what's the median? The median is clearly 6 as well. Okay, so now what have we learned from this is that the range is gone from 54 to 0, right? The range is the biggest change. It usually has the biggest change. If there's an outlier like the teacher, then if you remove the teacher, the range is the one that's going to be having the biggest change. Okay, it went from 54 to 0, right? The mean might change a little bit. It's always going to go down, and the median might remain the same. It might not. It depends on the students. Okay, so this, you don't know which of these is going to be, but the clear most important thing, yes, the outlier is like kind of like the weird thing. like some weird thing that that's going to be removed. Okay, so the outlier means the thing that doesn't look very much like the others, right? So out of these numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 4, and then there's suddenly like 207, 4, 5. So this is the outlier. Okay, outlier means when you draw something like this, is there's one guy is going to be in the middle that's so big. Okay, like the giant of that. Okay, so when that is removed, the range reduces the most. Okay, so with that, let's try to solve the Hamza, you were saying you want to solve a problem. Let's solve this problem here. We've solved it before, and then we'll close the class after that. Maybe we'll spend some time doing the quiz. Okay, where did that problem go? Yeah, this one, super easy. The outlier, right? Read the problem, see what you get the answer to be. Okay, you kind of like almost know the answer because we already talked about the outliers. But in this case, you can see the length of the fish, it starts from 8, goes all the way until 16, and then there's 24. So 24 is kind of like the outlier right here. And once that is removed, so the range originally was 24 minus 8, which is 16. Once that is removed, the range becomes only 8. While the other things will change, you don't have to think about it so much. Just remember, the biggest thing that you'll usually have the change is the range. Okay. Um, okay, so with that, I think we'll close the class. Let's see if we have something else. So next time what we're going to do, so thanks guys. So I'm going to send you this list of problems, right? Work on them. There are quite a few problems that you might want to do. There's also the drills, which are these IXL stuff, right? They also have, like, if you have difficulty, how do you identify an outlier? Right over here, right? Changes in the mean, median, range. So it's all over here, right? Just practice it, and that's for sure. What value would change if the numbers 73 were added to the set, right? Practice 2 or 3, right? This is for people in my bootcamp, right? Just practice this. You're definitely gonna improve, because that's the question they're asking, right? I've selected these questions this way. Okay, well done, Nigel. So next time we're going to do, which is on Wednesday, we're going to do scatter plots. We're going to understand outliers more. We're going to do lines of best fit, right? All of these problems we're going to do. We're going to understand. I'm going to show you some shortcuts on how to figure this out. We are also going to cover maybe a little bit of no, this question is important, so we will cover this question, and we are also going to do probability. Okay, shortcuts for probability, right? How do you understand the probability questions? Super easy ways to do it. And then we're also going to do standard deviation. Please remind me, I forget it sometimes. And then we're going to understand these word problems. Okay, the scatter plots, which Vic, you were saying, right? They have some words, longer questions. We'll try to solve them as well. Okay, so we're going to do that on Wednesday. Then we're going to do word problems on Friday. Okay, so you're welcome, guys. So wish you the best. Have a good night. And then for people who are just joining, or who want to join the bootcamp, here's the link. It's $95 one-time fee. You can attend the whole cycle, right? This is your cycle. You can attend it, and you're surely gonna, people have improved their score massively, right? Like at least 100 points. Some have like gotten 150 points. Um, so it's enjoyable, as you see, right? Once you finish this whole cycle, we are right over here. You watch this, and you can get all the video recordings immediately. So you don't have to wait for everything. You can get the recordings. So, and you don't have to attend all the sessions. Just attend how much ever you want, and I'll send you the recordings. Watch them, practice the problems, and you're sure to improve your score. Okay, because I've selected these problems, which are very highly. There's very high probability they're gonna come on the test. Okay, so with that, we'll close the session, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern. I'll send you the video recording within maybe an hour or two. Okay. Um, okay, perfect. So the highest that I've gotten is like a student got 800, and then reading is kind of like they were kind of like already good at it, right? So they were already good at it. So they've gotten like something like 750-ish or something. So I would say, but that would be kind of like too much, right? They got a good one on math. That's what I showed them, and they're already good at reading. So, but let's see how much this batch gets. All right, cool. So with that, we'll close the session, and see you Yes, Ty, just email me if you don't receive anything. But otherwise, hopefully you join the boot camp, and I'll see you next on Wednesday. All right. See ya. Good night. Bye.